transfer part, that is heat transfer through a concentric circular hollow cylinder. Okay. So schematic diagram has been drawn here. This is your concentric circular hollow cylinder of inner radius Ri and outer radius Ro here. So this is your inner radius Ri and outer radius Ro. So inner surface is maintained, say, at a constant temperature Ti here. So this is your inner surface. So it is a hollow cylinder, concentric hollow cylinder. So inner surface is maintained at a constant temperature, say T1, and outer surface is maintained another constant temperature T2, and heat is conducted radially only. That means one-dimensional heat conduction is satisfied here. So due to the temperature gradient, temperature variation between inner and outer surface, so heat transfer takes place. So you can assume that inner surface temperature T1, which is greater than the T2. So here you just mention here. So this is your inner surface, which is maintained at a constant temperature T1, and your outer surface here, which is maintained another constant temperature T2, and you can assume that T1 is greater than T2. T1 is greater than T2. Yeah. So in this situation, just you want to determine the temperature distribution and heat transfer rate. So obviously, to determine the temperature distribution, so it is necessary to solve the heat conduction equation with the appropriate assumption as well as boundary condition, and then we get the temperature profile, and after temperature profile we can uh, and calculate the heat transfer rate. So that will be the easy process, and better here first we have to write the heat conduction equation in cylindrical coordinate system. So here cylindrical coordinate system is applicable. That means your coordinate system is this. So this is your radial direction. Say radial coordinate system is applicable here. So R is acting. This is your center of the cylinder, and is acting as shown in figure here. Now, so general expression of heat conduction equation that is known, that has been derived in the previous class. So here you can write the general expression from that heat conduction equation. It will be to write the heat conduction equation in cylindrical coordinates. So here cylindrical coordinate system is applicable. So because here it is cylinder, so if we consider Cartesian coordinate system, so it is not possible to get the temperature profile. So here temperature is a function of R. So already I mentioned that one-dimensional heat conduction is satisfied here. So inner surface is maintained at a constant temperature, outer surface is maintained another constant temperature, that is T2, and here T1 is greater than T2 already mentioned. So heat is conducted radially. So when heat will be conducted radially, so it is a three-dimensional object. So length is there. So this is your length of the object. So definitely length is much greater than the radius R or Ri or Ro, whatever. So this is your length. So as length is much greater than Ri or Ro, so conductive resistance in the length direction is very high. If conductive resistance in the length in the length direction is very high, then there will be no heat conduction taken place in the length direction. So that's why, so we can assume that heat is conducted radially. So that assumption is also necessary to simplify the analysis. So one-dimensional heat conduction is necessary here. Now, just how we can write the heat conduction equation here in this case in cylindrical coordinate system, and one-dimensional heat conduction is satisfied. So another assumptions are is necessary here. So your heat transfer does not depend on time. That means heat is conducted in the cylinder under steady state situation. Under steady state situation, heat is conducted. So before that, just we want to write the heat conduction equation in cylindrical coordinate, and uh, uh, that equation can be possible to write from the general expression of heat conduction equation. So here your general expression of heat conduction equation. So heat conduction equation, that is your general expression. From the general expression, it is possible to write heat conduction equation. That is your in vector notation. So grad dot q is there. So q is the heat flux, minus sign is also there, plus heat generation term is there. So q Qp prime, that is equal to rho Cp into del T by this. So this is your general expression. So any coordinate system, your expression will be valid. Any type of materials, whether isotopic, anisotropic, whether your solid is stationary or moving, so or heat is conducted by non-Fourier heat transfer or Fourier heat transfer, so whatever. So this is your general expression. This expression is valid in every situation except this equation has been derived with considering a small contour volume, and that contour volume does not touch the boundary surface. So this assumption is required to write this heat conduction equation. Then from this heat conduction general expression of heat conduction equation, it is possible to write the energy equation or heat conduction equation in cylindrical coordinate, because here one cylinder has been taken. It is a concentric hollow cylinder. Inner radius, that is your Ri, and outer radius Rho. Okay, and inner surface is maintained at a constant temperature T1, and outer surface is maintained under constant temperature T2, and T1 is greater than T2, and heat is conducted radially from T1 inner surface to outer surface T2. Okay, so under this situation, just we want to determine the heat transfer rate. So to determine the heat transfer rate analytically, or to determine the heat transfer rate theoretically, it is necessary to establish the temperature distribution. And temperature distribution is only possible after solving the heat conduction equation. So if we solve this equation, in this equation temperature term is there. If we solve this equation, then we can get the temperature distribution. Okay, so after knowing temperature distribution, then we can apply the Fourier's law of heat conduction to determine the heat transfer rate. So first we have to write this expression in cylindrical polar coordinate system. So what is cylindrical polar coordinate system? So you know that coordinates. So here you can this is your cylindrical polar coordinate system. X-axis.
উপরে পাটা দেখা যাচ্ছে
coordinate system. Then এটা দিয়ে দেখা যাচ্ছে না, দাঁড়াও। এবারে দেখতে পাচ্ছ?
আচ্ছা দেখা যাচ্ছে।
Now it is okay. আচ্ছা। So this is your radius R, and your point is here. So P can be identified by using the coordinate r. So this is your r coordinate, and this angle is phi. So r comma phi, and this length is say z and comma z. So this is your point. Just you want to write the heat conduction equation in cylindrical polar coordinate system. So phi is there. So r phi z. So three components are there. Three components. So grad expression for cylindrical polar coordinates, you know that expression. So mathematically, we know that or mathematical expression of grad for cylindrical polar coordinate. So grad for cylindrical polar coordinate. So this expression equal to grad expression in Cartesian coordinate system. So okay, no problem. So unit vector in the x direction, that is I. So in case of cylindrical polar coordinates, so I should be replaced by ER. ER means here, so one representation, that is unit vector acting in the r direction. So ER here, that is your unit vector acting in the r direction. So ER into del by del r. So here I think you know these things. So del by del r plus unit vector acting in the phi direction. So unit vector acting in the phi direction. So notation is E phi. E phi here, and gradient del by, so E phi by r here, del by del phi. So this is your gradient. Obviously r del phi. So r should be given here. R should be here. So phi is a dimensionless. So r del phi, that is your gradient part, plus, so in the z direction, so you know the unit vector k unit vector, and del by del z. So that is your grad in cylindrical or for cylindrical polar coordinates. So this expression is necessary to write the heat conduction equation in cylindrical coordinates, and here Q. So this is your grad in cylindrical polar coordinate, and Q is there. So Q is the heat flux. So heat flux in cylindrical polar coordinates. So again, it has three components. So that is r phi and z. So component of heat flux in the r direction, component of heat flux in the phi direction, and qz, say component of heat flux in the z direction. That means, so q heat flux that can be expressed in for cylindrical polar coordinates. So that should be er should be there, that is your unit vector, into qr plus e phi into q phi plus k into qj. So qr, q phi, qj are the component of heat flux in the r, phi, z direction respectively. So that is your q expression, and then just only these things is necessary. This first part is necessary to change to write the heat conduction equation in cylindrical coordinate. So only this part is necessary to expand. And Q triple prime, that is your volumetric heat generation, and rho Cv del T by del T. So these two are not required to change. Only one first term is required to change. So we have to write the first term in cylindrical polar coordinate. So here grad has been taken here, and Q has been written these things. And if you do this dot product, probably it is not so easy to make the dot product because here unit vectors are there. If we know the nature of unit vector er e phi, then we can only make the dot product. Otherwise, difficulty will come. So therefore, mathematically we know that get dot q equal to, so whatever here, that's only these things is necessary to change. I think it is required to know. So if you want to determine the temperature distribution in cylindrical coordinate system, obviously we have to write the heat convection equation in cylindrical coordinate. So get dot q, so using this, so we have to make the dot product, and dot product is not so easy. So why it is not so easy to write, easy to expand? Because here unit vectors are there. If we know the nature of unit vector, then only possible we can make the dot product. Okay, so mathematical expression of unit vector, if you know, then we can make the dot product. Okay, otherwise, so difficulties are there. Now mathematically we know that this grad dot q, this can be expressed in cylindrical coordinate, so that is 1 by r, this part should be there, into del by del r into qr into r is there. So your first term, so three terms are there, that dot q. So three terms, three component of heat flux should be there. So first part is associated with the component of heat flux qr. Then second term will be associated with the component of heat flux q phi, and third term will be the associated with the component of heat flux in the z direction. So therefore, here we can write this thing. This is your first part, and second part del by here r del phi.
এখানে 1 বাই r টা আগে কি করে আমরা লিখলাম?
হ্যাঁ বলো।
1 বাই r টা এখানে এটা একটা মানে মানে ভেরিয়েবল, তো এটা আমরা কি করে অপারেটরে আগে লিখলাম?
আমি বললাম, আমি ফার্স্টই বলছি, দেখো জাস্ট লিসেন কেয়ারফুলি. So actually a dot product, okay, so it is not possible directly. Dot product, say q dot q expression has been written here, and q
in cylindrical coordinate is not possible directly.
What?
In cylindrical coordinate system it is not possible directly.
Not possible, because I already mentioned that. So we have to know the nature of unit vector. We know the expression, because during dot product, so differentiation of ER is necessary. If we know this nature of unit vector, then we can only make the dot product, otherwise not.
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা স্যার, ওকে।
Expression, I know that expression. আমি যেহেতু সময় কম সেজন্য আমি বলছি না, কিন্তু I know these things. Okay. So 1 by r del by del r qr into r plus r del phi into q phi here, the second part, and the third part, that is equal to del by del z into qz this. So this is your grad dot q. So qr is there, component of heat flux in r direction, q phi and qz.
Sir?
Okay.
Sir, ওখানে ফার্স্ট টাইমটাতে 1 বাই r টাইমস ডেল ডেল r অফ qr ইনটু r কেন রাখলেন?
সো আমি এটাকে অ্যাকচুয়ালি ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে যে তাহলে এটাকে পুরোটাকে করতে হবে, করবো কি সময় দেবো আমাকে তাহলে?
না, ওটা তো স্যার ডেল ডেল r অফ qr হতো অনলি, ওটা তো ডেল qr ইনটু
এখানে এই জিনিসটা আছে। জাস্ট বিফোর দ্যাট আই থিংক বেটার ইউ জাস্ট রাইট দিস থিং, সে গ্র্যাড ডট কিউ, ইট উইল বি বেটার ফর আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিং। ওকে, so grad expression here, grad expression already you know, so that is your just we want to expand these things. Grad dot q, that is equal to here. So grad expression, you know, er is there, so er into del by del r plus e phi divided by r del by del phi plus k del by del z. So this is your grad dot product dot here q. Q means ER. So ER that is your q first term, and second term plus E phi q phi plus k del qz. This is your expression. Now we have to make the dot product. So how it is possible to write? So here you can write, say, grad dot q, that should be equal to, so ER del R of this dot ER dr. Okay, so that means here it will be possible to write, say, ER here del R, say del R, you can write these things fast for understanding, into, say, ER QR. So this can be possible to write here. So ER here. So instead of this, you can write here ER dot del R ER QR. Okay. So I think it is okay. Then second term here. So this term dot product this plus this term dot product this. Okay. So second term will be plus ER dot del by del R of E phi Q phi. So actually we know that ER dot ER equal to 1 and ER dot E phi equal to 0, ER dot K equal to 0. So we know that things. So that means, so if we differentiate these things, so ER, so it will be, if we expand this, so another expression just I have to write. So this term dot product, another term is there. So this term dot these two. So another term, say here we can write, say, ER dot again del by del R K here UZ. Okay, so if we do the dot product, this term dot this term dot this term dot this. So what will happen here? So three terms have been obtained. Three terms have been obtained. So first term here, ER dot del R ER QR. That means if we differentiate this, del ER by del R. Okay, so del ER by del R, probably it will not be ER. So if it is ER, then it will be 1. So if we differentiate this, that means if we expand these things, we expand this first term again, we try to expand, then it will be what? ER dot del ER by del R plus ER dot ER is there del by del R QR. Okay. So if you expand this term, again we have two terms. So first term is this ER dot ER. So ER expression is there. Definitely we can write the ER expression. There will be no problem. But before that, you can think in this way. If we differentiate del ER by del R, if it is ER, then ER dot ER, so it will be it will be 1. So here QR is also there. So you write here another QR is there into QR. So that means here in this case, so if we differentiate del ER by del R, so it will not be ER. It will be say E5 or any other, or it may be 0. So if we differentiate this, it will not be ER. As it will not be ER, so this term vanishes. So this term should be 0. This term should be 0, and only ER dot ER, you know that ER dot ER, that should be 1. So from this expression we will get say del QR by del R. So that is possible. So that means from the first expression we will get this del QR by del R. Okay, and another two terms are there. So another two terms, if we write these things, so E phi by R del by del phi dot of this, then what will happen? Now you can think in this way. So second term, this term dot this term. So it will be, so that means from the first term we have obtained del Q R by del R. So that term has been obtained from the first. If we make the dot product, this term, first term. Then second term is there. So second term, so here E phi R dot is there. Then which one? So ER QR is there. So differentiation of del by del phi of ER Q phi. This is your second term. If we make dot product this term and this, then another two terms are there, plus E phi here by R dot del by del phi of E phi plus E phi by R dot del by del phi of K is there, K, Q, Z there. So another three terms have been obtained here. Now, so these things, this expression has come here. Whether from this expression any terms will be non-zero or not, so that verification is required here. So here, if we make the dot product, what will happen? So first term will be say E phi by R here, and derivative of this dot of derivative of del ER by del phi into Q phi. So we have to check whether this derivative equal to E phi or not. If it is E phi, then so E phi dot E phi, so it will be 1. Then we will get Q phi by R. Then we will get Q phi by R. That means checking is needed. And if we know the exact expression of ER, then only possible whether this term is 0 or not. Understand? So this is your first term, and second term here from this here. So E phi dot ER, so E phi dot ER, it should be 0 definitely. And here, so from this second term here, you can write here second term. So if we differentiate E phi with respect to phi, so E phi is there, it will not be E phi. So therefore, the first term should be 0, and second term will be E phi dot E phi, and what? That should be 1. and it will be 1 by r del q phi by del phi here. So from the second term, we have this expression 1 by r del q phi by del phi. And from the third term, so definitely e phi, so it should be 0. It should be 0. That means this verification is needed. So whether this term will be 0 or not. So checking is necessary here. So if we know the exact expression of unit vector, then only possible to check. Only possible to check. We can write the exact expression of unit vectors. Okay, so I will write it definitely. Now at this stage, so this okay, we should keep this term. We should keep this term. And from the second term, so another one, this expression has already been obtained. So 1 by r del q phi by del phi. So this expression is there. In the final expression, this expression is there. This expression is there. Now from the third term here, so third term here, you see k is there del by del and er phi. So this should be 0. This should be 0 and this should be 0. Only you have obtained. So if you make the dot product here from the third term, it will be possible to write here. It will be possible to write. So actually, so I have make some mistake here. So what mistake? So e phi dot r del by del phi er into qr, not q phi here. So this is qr. This should be qr. That means here it is qr. And from the third term, so another expression will come here. So k dot that should be 1. So from the third term, it is possible to write say del qz by del z. So therefore, your final expression. So this verification is needed here. So whether it will be 0 or not, probably it will not be 0. Probably it will be not 0. So therefore, your expression will be final expression by keeping this term. So that should be already we this term has been obtained. Say del by del r into qr. This term from the first dot product expression, and from the second dot product, so this term plus, so we have two terms, so that is e phi by r, e phi by r dot del er by del phi into qr is there, and another term that is plus 1 by r del q phi by del phi. So this term plus del qz by del z. So this is your expression. This is your expression. Now we have to determine this term. So e phi by r dot del er by del phi. So that means it is necessary to write the unit vector r, the expression of unit vector r. So unit vector r, that means it is possible to write. So with considering the position vector. So your position vector is say r or capital R. I do not know what notation has been used. So this is your say unit vector r. So that should be equal to I into x plus j into y plus k into z. So this is your unit vector. And you know, in cylindrical coordinate, it should be I. X means r, cos of phi plus j r sin phi plus kj. This is your expression. And then, you know, unit vector, so that is er equal to the mathematical expression that can be written in this way. So this is your position vector. So one vector which is acting in the r direction, that can be possible to determine by differentiating this position vector with respect to r. So that should be the unit vector acting in the r direction, So that means here unit vector, so that is your del r by del r. So this is one vector, that is that is a vector acting in the r direction. In order to obtain the unit vector, so magnitude is necessary here, del r by del r. So this is necessary, this expression is necessary. Now from this here, what we can write, your expression is this. If we differentiate with respect to r, it will be I cos phi plus j sin phi. So you can write here, this is your I cos phi plus j sin phi divided by magnitude of this, means it is 1, root over of sin square phi plus cos square phi, that should be 1. So that means ER expression is this. ER expression is this, and if ER expression is this, then we have to differentiate it with respect to phi. So differentiation is possible here. So you see here, you can see that is del ER by del phi. So differentiation is possible. So another thing, so if I is there, so if I expression is also necessary to know. So what is the expression of if I? Then we can do something. So if we want to expand, so two informations are required. So ER information is required, at the same time if I information is also required. So this is your ER expression, and if we differentiate, so that will be possible to differentiate. So because ER expression is this, and
স্যার
just
আপনার
we
ভিডিওটা
want
দেখা
to
যাচ্ছে না।
write these things. Yeah.
হ্যালো,
বলো কোনটা দেখতে পাচ্ছ না বলো।
আপনার আপনার মানে বোর্ডটা দেখা
হ্যাঁ
যাচ্ছে
হ্যালো,
না। আপনার বোর্ডটা দেখা যাচ্ছে, মনে হয় ক্যামেরাটা অফ হয়ে গেছে।
কোন দিকে নিচে, নিচে। এবারে
অফই
এই তো
আছে।
দেখা যাচ্ছে, এবার দেখো অফই আছে। আমার তো এখানে দেখতে পাচ্ছি যে তোমার এখানে স্ক্রিনে যেটা দেখাচ্ছে, যেখানে আমি যে কথা বলছি বা এটা আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছি। দেখো এবার কি দেখতে পাচ্ছ কি দেখতে পাচ্ছ না? জাস্ট আমি, তুমি যেহেতু বলেছো সেই জন্য আমি এক্সপ্যান্ড করছি আর কি, নাহলে তো এক্সপ্যান্ড করতাম না। যে কেন আসছে টার্মটা, এবার দেখতে পাচ্ছ? হ্যালো
না স্যার, আমার এখানে আর আসছে না, দেখতে পাচ্ছি।
হ্যালো,
আমি আর এখানে দেখতে পাচ্ছি না।
তুমি দেখতে পাচ্ছ না? আচ্ছা দাঁড়াও দাঁড়াও তাহলে। এবার দেখো তো, so whether it is visible or not. স্বস্তিক,
হ্যাঁ স্যার,
হ্যালো,
হ্যাঁ স্যার,
whether it is okay or not.
আমার আমার এখানে
ওকে,
আসছে না, আমি বুঝতে পারছি না কি প্রবলেম আছে। আমি স্যার দেখছি। বাকিদের কারো আসছে কিনা একটু জিজ্ঞেস করুন। বাকিদের কারো
আচ্ছা
আসছে কিনা?
দেখছি দাঁড়াও আমি। হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, মিস্টার রুদ্রনীল, রুদ্রনীল, এ তো বোধহয় ওপেন করে চলে গেছে। মজুমদার, হ্যালো,
হ্যাঁ স্যার। হ্যালো,
দেখা যাচ্ছে?
স্যার আটকে গেছে স্ক্রিনটা,
দেখতে পাচ্ছ?
স্ক্রিনটা আটকে গেছে স্যার, মানে চলছে না।
মানে আটকে গেছে?
হ্যাঁ
ও, মানে এখনো আটকে আছে?
হ্যাঁ, মানে এবার চলে গেল আবার, আবার
আমার স্যার তাই ছিল, আটকে ছিল, তারপর আমি রিফ্রেশ করলাম, তারপরে আর আসছে না স্ক্রিন।
এখনো আসছে না?
এবার ঠিক হলো, এবার ঠিক হলো,
এখনো কি আসছে কিনা বলো?
এবার ঠিক হয়েছে।
No, sir, it's visible now.
হ্যাঁ, ঠিক আছে, দেখো, জাস্ট হ্যাঁ, ইয়েস, হ্যাঁ, এনি কনফিউশন?
No, sir, no, sir.
মিস্টার সুইল সিং, ইট ইজ ওকে?
No, sir, no confusion.
ইট ইজ নট ওকে?
No, sir, it's okay. It's perfectly
Okay,
visible,
okay.
sir.
Thank you. So ER expression is this, that is I cos phi plus J sin phi. This is your expression here. We want to expand whether so what expression is there for del ER by del phi. If you know this, then only we can do the dot product, because E phi by R is there dot del ER by del phi into QR. So here your expression is this, that is your I cos phi plus J sin phi. Now if we differentiate your expression, so that is your term. I just have to remove these things. To differentiate ER with respect to phi, your expression is this. So del ER by del phi, that should be equal to, so differentiate with respect to phi. So that means here minus I into sin phi, minus I into sin phi plus J into cos phi. So this is your expression. Now from this mathematical expression we cannot do, because we have to know the expression of E phi, then we can do something. So now we have to write the E phi expression, E phi. So E phi, your unit vector acting in the phi direction, and that can be written from the position vector r. So that should be, so del r position vector by del phi here, and divided by magnitude of this del r by del phi here. This is your expression. And r expression already, I r cos phi is there. Yes, so differentiate it, so it will be minus I r sin phi, and another j is there, j plus j r cos phi is there, plus k into j, so that should be 0. That should be 0 divided by magnitude of this. So it will be magnitude of this, it will be r, it will be r here. So therefore E phi equal to this. Then here you can write these things. So r, so it is cancel out. So r, numerator denominator cancel out. So it is minus I sin phi plus j cos phi. So that should be equal to del ER by del phi. So that means here we can write these things. Expression can be expressed in this way. So del ER by del phi here. So that means del ER by del phi, that should be equal to, so this term can be written, say E phi here. That should be E phi, this term. E phi, so it will be, just I want to erase this one. So therefore your expression, final expression, that is your grad dot q, that should be del by del r into qr expression. plus which one? Plus here E phi is there, E phi dot E phi, that is 1. So plus QR by R, plus QR by R, plus 1 by R del Q phi by del phi, plus del QZ by del Z here. Okay. Now you can combine this term, these two. You can combine these two. So that will be just I have written previously here. Previously the expression is 1 by R del by del R of Q R R. Yeah. That means just you differentiate this R R. So it should be del Q R by del R. So the first term, and second term you will differentiate R. So that should be 1. It will be Q R by R. Okay. So that means this term plus this term plus this term. So difficulty is there definitely. If you know the exact expression of unit vector, then we can proceed. So that is your grad dot q expression. So I have written correctly grad dot q expression. Now grad dot q and qr, q phi and qj equal to, so where qr, qj, q phi and qj, and you can write here qr, that should be equal to minus k. So heat flux in the r direction. So from the Fourier's law of heat convection, it is possible to write, so QR, that is equal to minus K into temperature gradient in the R direction. So that is del P by del R. This is your QR. Q phi minus K into temperature gradient in the phi direction. So definitely it should be del T by R del phi, not del T by del phi. So it should be del T by R del phi, and QZ, that should be equal to minus K into temperature gradient in the Z direction, del T by del Z. So QR, Q phi and QZ, these three. Now using this, your expression, the heat conduction equation in cylindrical coordinate, the final expression of heat conduction equation in cylindrical coordinate, that can be written as follows. So that is minus that dot key. So that should be here. Q is there. So negative sign, it will be positive, and it will be 1 by R del by, so final expression here you can write final expression of heat conduction equation in cylindrical coordinate. Cylindrical coordinates. In cylindrical coordinates, that is minus grad dot q is there. So minus sign here, minus plus. So it will be 1 by R del by del R, and R is there, K is also there, into temperature gradient del T by del R, plus 1 by R is there, del by del phi, and here K term is there, K into temperature gradient in the phi direction. So again another r is there, so you can write say r square. So k into del t by del phi plus del y del z into k into del t by del z plus heat generation term, volumetric heat generation, that is equal to rho Cp into del T by this. This is your expression, general expression. Obviously, this expression is valid for Fourier's law of heat conduction. So, Fourier's law of heat conduction has been used here to express this or to write this equation. Therefore, this equation is valid for the conduction heat satisfied by Fourier's law of heat conduction. Obviously, here just I have mentioned that one concentric cylinder, hollow cylinder has been taken, and inner surface is maintained at a constant temperature, and outer surface is maintained another constant temperature, and inner surface temperature is T1, outer surface temperature is T2, and T1 is greater than T2. So heat is conducted in the cylinder radial only. That means one-dimensional heat conduction is satisfied. If one-dimensional heat conduction is satisfied, so definitely this term should be 0. According to your problem, so there is no heat transfer occurred in the phi direction as well as in the z direction. So therefore, so we can write here, so these two terms should be 0. These two terms should be 0. And another thing, so heat generation is there or not, we assume that there is no heat generation inside the cylinder. So as there is no heat generation, so we can here consider QTP prime equal to 0. And heat transfer takes place under steady state situation. So as steady state situation has been maintained, so obviously del T by del T, so that your tangent part should be 0. So this term is also 0. So therefore, in your problem or for your problem, we have to express the heat conduction equation, which is one-dimensional, steady state, and no heat generation taken place. And for that, your equation is 1 by r. And another information is necessary to mention here. So K is there. K is the thermal conductivity of the cylinder, cylindrical material, or cylinder material of the cylinder. K is the thermal conductivity. So K is assumed to be constant. So thermal conductivity of the material of the cylinder is assumed to be constant. So if K is a constant, and then here you can write, so this K is a constant term. If K is a constant, your expression is 1 by R into del y. Now temperature is only function of R, so we have to replace del. So del should be written by d here, operator. So d by dr of R into dt by dr, that should be equal to 0. So this is your final expression here. So according to your problem, this is your final expression, 1 by R ddr of R dt dr. Now if we solve this, then we will get the temperature, and we can calculate the heat transfer rate. Now here we have to write, obviously this is a second order ordinary differential equation, so two boundary conditions are required here to solve this equation. So boundary condition here you can write boundary condition. boundary condition already you have mentioned or you have considered, that is at R equal to Ri here, at R equal to Ri, that is temperature say T equal to T1 already taken, and another boundary condition say R equal to Ro, temperature, another temperature say T2. That means Dirichlet boundary condition have been mentioned in your problem. So this is your Dirichlet boundary condition. Dirichlet boundary condition. So this is your problem. So in your problem, these boundary condition have been given, and with this boundary condition, so we just want to solve this heat conduction equation. So next step, 1 by R ddr or dt by dr. So if we integrate this equation twice, we will get the temperature. So we will get the temperature. It is necessary to integrate this equation, this heat conduction equation twice, and we will get the temperature expression. So that will be here. So if we do, so this term should be 0. So first integration, it will be R dt dr, that is equal to say some constant, say C1. Then R is there. So it will be your temperature after integration, your temperature expression T, which is only function of R, that should be equal to say C1 integration constant. C1 is there. So C1, then C1 dr by R, so ln R, C1 ln R plus C2. So your expression is this C1 ln R plus C2. So two unknown C1, C2 are the integration constant to be determined by using this boundary condition. Now you can determine C1, C2 using the above boundary condition. So applying first boundary condition here. So applying first boundary condition. So applying this at R equal to Ri, T equal to T1. So that means your C2 equal to, in that case, so applying first boundary condition, C2 expression is, that is C2 equal to, that is T is there, so that is T1. So T1 ln, sorry, T1 minus C1 ln R1 C2. So this expression has been obtained by applying the first boundary condition. Applying the first boundary condition here. Applying the first boundary condition, this is your expression. Then another, applying the second boundary condition, C2 equal to, again C2 equal to, that is T2 minus C1 ln R2. Okay, Ri here. Okay, Ri, and this is your Ro. Applying second boundary condition, same thing. Now eliminate C2, we will get the temperature, we will get the constant C1. We will get the constant C1, eliminate C1, we will get the constant C1. Okay, so if C1 is known, then we can get that C2 easily. So C1, C2 will be known. So your temperature expression is these things. Temperature expression is these things. So that means, so temperature decreases logarithmic way from inner surface to the outer surface. Okay, so from that temperature expression, now we can determine the heat transfer rate by applying the Fourier's law of heat transfer. So your expression, temperature expression, this C1, C2 will be determined by using the boundary condition. So C1, C2 are known. After knowing C1, C2, we can proceed to determine the heat transfer rate. So how we can get the heat transfer rate? The heat transfer rate can be determined by using the Fourier's law of heat conduction. So heat transfer rate here, say that is equal to capital Q, heat transfer rate. So that should be obtained by applying the Fourier's law of heat conduction. So that should be minus twice by inner surface area, twice by Ri. So in this case, Ri has been taken into length of the cylinder, that is L. So that is your area, into K is there, thermal conductivity, into temperature gradient, say del T by del R at R equal to Ri here. This is your heat transfer rate Q, or this expression equal to this Q equal to, or here this Q that should be equal to minus twice pi into, instead of Ri you consider say Rho into L, that is your outer surface area, that is your area, into K the thermal conductivity, into temperature gradient, say del T by del R at R equal to Rho. So anyone you can apply, or here you can consider, or to determine heat transfer rate. Say Q. So in this case here Q. So you can apply the Fourier's law of heat conduction at the inner surface. You can
So
apply
what
the
is
Fourier's
not
law of
visible?
heat conduction at the outer surface to determine heat transfer rate, or any section you can apply here. So heat transfer rate Q, that should be equal to, at any section, say R equal to R, that should be minus twice pi into R into L, that is your area, into K into temperature gradient. So temperature gradient, say dT by here dr at R equal to R here. Obviously this should be, as T is a function of R, so del should be replaced by D. So anyone from these three, anyone you can consider the mathematical expression to determine the heat transfer rate, and you will get the same expression. Anyone you can assume or you can consider to determine heat transfer rate, and you will get the same expression. You will get the same expression. So that is your Q expression. So in this way we can proceed to calculate the heat transfer rate. So that means main objective is here how we can determine the heat transfer rate. So in order to obtain the heat transfer rate, it is required to know the temperature distribution, and temperature distribution is obtained by solving the heat conduction equation. We have to write the heat conduction equation in an appropriate way, and then if we solve that equation using the boundary condition, we will get the temperature distribution, and from that temperature distribution, by applying Fourier's law of heat conduction, we can calculate the heat transfer. So that is the analyze heat conduction problem. হ্যাঁ হ্যালো, তোমাদের তো তিনজন আছো। এনি কোশ্চেন রিগার্ডিং হিট ট্রান্সফার? নেক্সট ক্লাস আই উইল স্টার্ট থার্মোডাইনামিক্স। সে স্টার্ট মিস্টার সিং।
No, sir.
হ্যাঁ, সো এনি কনফিউশন? এনি
No, sir.
কনফিউশন? নো স্যার। অরিত্য মজুমদার?
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে আপু।
ঠিক আছে, আর একজন কে আছে? মানে এখানে কি হচ্ছে সেটা বুঝতে পারছো, কি লজিকটা কি আছে? হিট কন্ডাকশন ইকুয়েশন, why heat conduction equation is required? So obviously from the heat conduction equation temperature distribution uh, uh, is possible to obtain. So to obtain the temperature distribution, solution of heat conduction equation is necessary. Okay, so we have to write the heat conduction equation in a proper way. So if you want to determine the say temperature distribution in cylindrical coordinate or in a cylinder, so we have to consider the heat conduction equation in cylindrical coordinate. If you want to determine the temperature distribution in a sphere, then we have to write the heat conduction equation in a spherical coordinate. Okay, then we have to think, we have to write the assumption taken. So for one dimensional heat transfer, it is easy. If it is unsteady, one dimensional unsteady, then again difficulties will come. So difficulties will come. So it will be difficult to solve the heat conduction equation for unsteady one dimensional heat transfer. Unsteady. So time part is also there. So it will be a partial differential equation. So solution of partial differential equation is not so easy. So either you have to consider separation of variable or any special technique can be required to solve that partial differential equation. Okay, hello. Hello Sohil. So it is okay for you?
ইয়েস স্যার।
ঠিক আছে, রাখছি তাহলে, পরের দিন আমার দেখা হবে।